Hi, welcome back to another video. Today I thought I would do something a little bit different. I'm not really sure where this is going, but I just wanted to try something different. Basically, I found this blog post, which I will link down below if you want to check it out, where this lady was talking about and sort of describing what it would be like to have fibro to a healthy person. And what I wanted to do today was just go through the blog post with you guys and give my comment on it. Not that anybody cares, but that's just what I wanted to do. Also, in other news that has nothing to do with this video, I am going to start water aerobics today, and I know I've been mentioning going to start water aerobics for the last month, 2 months, I don't know. But today I'm actually going to start. I went yesterday to sign up to the classes and I'm really nervous. By the time you actually watch this, I will have already gone and I'll probably be on the sofa, you know? Wish me luck. Okay, so I've got my laptop here. So it's from a website called healthline.com. The title of the blog post is 10 ways to somewhat understand how it feels like to live with fibromyalgia. The first thing that she says here is, make a to-do list for tomorrow. Then pick only 4 items on your list to accomplish. If you try to do more than that, the next day you can only do 2 things. And this is so true. The idea is that we have an amount of things that we want to do, you know, that a normal healthy person would be able to accomplish in one day, but we can only achieve a few of them because then we get tired or we start to have pain and then we can't do them anymore. And this is every single day in my life. I wake up and every single day I sit down and make a to-do list, and then I try to get through it as much as possible, and whatever is left behind, I just have to wait until tomorrow and do it. And if I try to push myself to do all of it, then the next day I will not be able to do even half of what I did that day. The next one is stay up for 48 hours straight, then read the dullest book you can find. You must stay awake until the end of the book. What she says next is, this scenario doesn't even accurately capture the extreme fatigue that I sometimes feel. Sleeping pills will help me fall asleep, but because I'm in constant pain, I don't get that deep, restful sleep that many others can enjoy. For me, it's there's just no way to wake up refreshed. And this is so true. Since getting sick for the last year, I do not remember one day that I woke up and I felt refreshed and energetic and ready for the day. It always takes me so long to wake up and get my brain to start working and start moving and start, get to the point where I am now, where I'm talking and energetic and I've done my makeup and I'm ready for the day. It takes me 2 hours to get here. I feel this is so true because a lot of times you're trying to do things and it's reading this dull book, right? You're trying to do things that you just have to do and your brain just will not concentrate because you're so tired. It's trying to swim against the current constantly, but in your mind. I don't know. Anyway, number 3 is walk on a plush carpet while wearing socks and really slide your feet across the carpet. Touch a metal doorknob and think about how that shock feels against your fingers. Now do it again and again and again. And then it says, because fibromyalgia affects my central nervous system, my body's response is amplified. I experience these lovely electrical shooting pains on a regular basis. This is actually something that I've not experienced very much, electrical pain. I feel the deep muscular pain and bones and tendons and joints and things. I don't really feel this electrical shock pain, which I think is really lucky. I don't have anything to say about this one because it's not something that I experienced. I feel the whole my limbs give out where they just lose their strength and then I just can't use my arm or my leg or whatever, but I don't ever have these shocks. I don't know. Yeah, and I have the that pain where you're just really, where it just feels you're really hot and your skin's really hot and burning and it's really uncomfortable. I have that on my feet all the time. But apart from that, I don't get the electrical shock things. Anyway, number 4 is one that I really like. Okay, I need to get more comfortable. Okay. This isn't more comfortable, but we'll just go with it. Okay, check your bank account to find out that it's inexplainably been drained of $10,000 overnight. Schedule an appointment with the bank's manager who passes you to a customer service agent, then get passed on to another, then another. And this is to describe that no one really knows anything about fibro. So one day you just wake up and you have it, and you have to go from doctor to doctor to doctor until you can figure out what you have, and because most people either don't know what you have or don't believe that you have those symptoms because all of your tests come back okay. Yeah, and this is something that we've, I think, all experienced, because I think it's probably like, you're probably like a unicorn if you went to the first appointment with the first doctor and you got diagnosed like straight away. Most people's stories is like years, months. Personally, it took me like 4 months or 5 months to get diagnosed, but I was like constantly going to medical appointments. I was like, I need to get this sorted, I need to get this sorted, I need to get this sorted, because I wanted to like go back to my life. Which is funny now because I didn't get to do that. It took me a while, but I was constantly going to like different doctors, and whenever I was shut down from one doctor, I was like, okay, I'll make an appointment with another one, and I just kept going. And I just wouldn't take no for an answer. And whenever they sort of dismissed me, I was like, okay, well, I'm not going back to you. And then I would just keep going and keep like trying with different people. So if you think you have fibro and you're not sure, like persevere and keep going to different doctors, because you just need to find a doctor that will like diagnose you and will know what they're doing. Anyway, this is very true. And it's also true in the sense that like it does drain your bank account because it's an expensive hobby. Okay, number 5 is run a 10K. You have no time to prepare or train. Just go out and run it, no walking allowed. This is to describe like how your muscles feel the next day, is how most people feel most of the time in levels of pain. Yeah, it's like that sensation that your muscles are so sore, and it's like you went to the gym and you can't move, but you didn't go to the gym. And if you went to the gym, it'd probably be a lot worse, which is why I'm so scared to go to my like swimming thing today. Anyway, number 6 is turn your thermostat down by 10 degrees. You're not allowed to put on additional layers. You won't find a comfortable temperature until things warm up in the summer, at which point things will suddenly be far too hot. And this is so true. Right now, it's sort of changing. The weather's sort of changing into fall or like autumn. And now I'm cold. And now I need to have like thick pajamas on, and I'm wearing like winter pajamas, and I've already worn gloves and hats and like thick coats and stuff. When summer started, I was like, oh my God, it's finally warm. It's finally like a good temperature. I'm finally not cold. And that was good for like a few weeks. And then it just got so hot so quick. And I was like, okay, I'm done with summer now. Can we have winter again? I just made a video about like temperature sensitivity, and it is like, it's just infuriating because it's just never comfortable. Number 7 is cancel a date with only an hour warning on a Friday night and explain that your child is sick. See how your date reacts. I don't know about this one, because I feel like if you are sick, right, or your child's sick, it's not like it's your fault. You just have to tell them like, sorry. But I guess I would be pretty upset. Yeah, I'd be pretty upset if somebody like I made a date with and they were like, yeah, actually I can't do that. But I think I would be understanding. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. And then she explains by saying, unfortunately, even when friends and family know I have fibro, they can't always understand how significantly it affects my life. This is a scenario that I've actually been through, and the fact that I'm no longer dating that person indicates just how well he reacted to the cancellation. Honestly, this whole thing where people are like, don't understand it. I understand that they don't know what it's like, because obviously they're not in your body. Well, maybe I have a good family. Of course, I think it's upsetting when we can't do things, but nobody ever seems to like be upset by it and like make me feel bad about it because it's not my fault. Maybe this was just a really bad person that this person was dating, and it's a good thing that they left her life. Anyway, number 8 is spend a long weekend without interacting with anyone except your loving, entertaining pets. Yes and no. Obviously, I live with someone, so I spend time with him when he's home. So I always have company, I guess. I guess I don't have pets here. Or I have like my hamster and I have fish and stuff, but I don't have like my dog here. So I don't get to spend time with him all day. But when I'm at my parents' house, I am surrounded by dogs and cats and like my parents. I only ever am like home alone when I am here. I'm like fine with it. I actually really like alone time. If I didn't like being home and like being alone, I would have gone crazy a long time ago, because every single day I am home alone. So this one doesn't actually bother me at all. Especially when you have like flares and stuff, you spend a lot of time home alone. So I guess that's true. Number 9 is get seriously ill 6 times in a year. Call out of work for at least 3 days each time. Do you still have a job at the end of the year? Now, because I don't work and I haven't yet worked with fibro, I don't like relate to this one very much, but I imagine that, and it's one of the reasons why I'm like sort of scared to apply to jobs, is because I think this would probably happen. If you do work and you have fibro, like is this something that worries you and stuff? And the final little thing that she writes here is number 10, which is, at work, forget deadlines by a few weeks, put items away where they don't belong, and leave halfway through meetings without an explanation. Check out the reactions of your coworkers and supervisor. So it's to describe the sort of symptoms of like fibro fog, where you have no idea what the hell you're doing and you're just like sort of. So for this one, I definitely agree, because people are like, what the hell? But mostly, my boyfriend is the person who spent the most time with me, followed by my parents, and whenever I forget things and I don't know what the hell is going on, they're really helpful. Yeah, they're helpful. They understand it. They find it really funny, and we all sort of laugh about it, and it's never really a problem. But I imagine that if you are at work and you were doing things in like a more public setting, it would be a lot harder, because I know that I get really frustrated when I forget things when I'm like with people who don't really know what I have, or they're not with me on a daily basis. A lot of these sort of depend on your point of view. If it's made on the perspective of like trying to explain it to able-bodied people and to like healthy people, then it's probably easier for them to understand these kind of terms. Then she sort of finishes the post with a little paragraph where she says, fibromyalgia makes life insanely challenging, but it also brings its own strange advantages, like learning to be thankful for the small everyday beauties of life. One thing I'm grateful for are my loved ones who truly try to understand how I'm feeling, even though it's challenging. Their empathy makes the worst days a little bit better. You have to find people and surround yourself with people who are understanding and who will try to understand and who will try to sort of be there for you and help you through it. This kind of thing really helps certain people, because not everybody has an easy time explaining themselves. Healthy people who are around us who don't understand what we're going through, I don't think it comes from a place of like them not wanting to. I think it just comes from a place where they haven't no clue what you're experiencing, and maybe you have a hard time explaining it to them, which is fine. So I think a lot of these posts and a lot of this kind of thing is really helpful for people who have a hard time explaining it to their family members, or who have family members who have a hard time understanding it, that putting it in terms of what they know and trying to explain it to them in a way that maybe they have more experience with, like this work setting, then it's a lot easier for them to understand that. I don't know where I was going with this video. I just really wanted to go through this blog post because I really liked it, and I'm kind of like nervous about my water aerobics. I just really need to get all my housework done before I flare after my water aerobics class. So I'm sort of like preparing. It's like I'm like a squirrel. Instead of like collecting nuts for winter, I am like getting all of the things done before my flare. Yeah, so that's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's something a little bit different and a little bit more like spontaneous. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave it a like and maybe a comment. Say hi, hello, and consider subscribing to my channel, because that would be really cool and it would make me really happy. So thanks if you did that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!